Welcome back. This is Friday, and it's time for another episode of Friday Sews. Hello, I'm Pam, and this is Made by Pam. So, what did I get sewed this week? Well, actually, I got a lot sewed. So, also what I've been doing, I know a couple of my viewers know this, but I have been re-roofing. Like, had to take all the old shingles off and put new shingles on, like, and fix some wood. So that has been quite a process, and we have been doing that since Memorial Day. So it's been a couple weeks, and so I finally got the shingles delivered on Thursday. So Thursday afternoon, I went over to get out the supplies so my husband could start. And then I decided that I was going to stay and help. So we did that for a couple hours yesterday. And then today, Friday, hence while I'm doing the video, Friday Sews. So I'm actually home, thank goodness. And I missed last Friday because I was out so late and I was so exhausted when I got home because I wanted to make sure I got the dry-in process with the felt paper and the weather barrier put down before I took a couple days off. So originally the shingles were supposed to arrive on Tuesday, and they had a scheduling conflict, and so they got delivered on Thursday, which is just fine. It gave me a couple extra days. And so we went over there this morning and started working on the roof, and then around 3 o'clock we decided, okay, it's time to be done for the day. And we've been there since like 6, so that was lots of fun. But so I've had since from Saturday to Thursday to do lots of sewing, and so that's what I got done. So first, let me go ahead and show you what I made for my 11-year-old, and he's so excited. So he wanted a ball. So I have this black like blanket fabric type stuff that I got from my favorite fabric store. Yeah, it's a thrift store. I go to Savers. I live in Ogden, Utah, and I love to go to Savers. It's like, it's where I go and get my fabrics. 90% of my fabric, I'm sure, well, let's see, maybe 75%. I keep looking down at my bags of fabric that I got from Walmart, last year, when Walmart decided that they were going to stop selling the 3 for $6, like the 3 yards for $6 cuts, and so they clearanced them out, and they clearanced them out for $1.50 a roll, and that was like the greatest find ever. Yeah, I kind of went a little bit overboard because I just had to have one of each of those. I didn't get all of them, but I got a good majority. And I love abstract prints. I love anything just like totally out there. And I love paisleys. Paisleys are awesome. I think a lot of people love paisleys. So back to my story. So I made him this ball. So what I did, how I made it, well, I went on to I looked it up on YouTube, okay? And they had this little, like, yeah, I lost my train of thought. That's this little tutorial, and then they had a PDF pattern. So, this is supposed to be for a medium-sized ball. Okay, see this little tape dispenser? See? It's a small size ball. And then this is my computer has an update it wants to do. I had to tell it to not to right now. So this is from Heather Handmade. And I just like glanced on her video just so I could get the pattern. So this is like the large size. Well, I took it. So this is not like, it's not from this piece at all. It's from this piece. Because I took this, because it's a PDF, I took it and I enlarged it to 125. And so I enlarged it an extra 25% over the, so it made it extra big. So this isn't like the normal size ball you're gonna get if you just use like the regular pattern pieces. I enlarged it and made it much bigger. So look at the differences there. Alright, and see, this is a normal size, like this is medium. I think it's a small size, and I'm sure you can make it smaller too. And so I decided I needed to make it a little bit bigger. So I made it 125, so like 25% bigger, and then I made it 50%, like a 150 over the other. So there's the original, there's the 125, and then the 150. So I have a perusal of different sizes. And I'm just kind of all over the place, ain't I? Alright, well, let me go ahead and show you what else I made. So, Saturday, I think it was Saturday, I was just so exhausted. And just so, like, ready to take a break. Was it Saturday? I don't know. I just know I came down here and I just wanted to relax because it's kind of nice and cool down here because I'm in the basement. And right now the AC is going, and so you hear that sound. It's because the AC is going. And I actually have my vent open right now and for it to come down because I kind of need that extra cool weather. So I came down here and I have this piece of fabric that I got from Walmart, okay? Gotta find the end that I didn't serge. Okay, so I have this. And I just love it. And I would usually just like kind of lay it up on my desk here. And I would just lay down and take a little nap sometimes. Well, I decided that I didn't need to do that. And I had this little pillow. Well, there's actually a pillow in here. I didn't make the pillow. There's actually a pillow in here. And it's just kind of stuffed in. So I like did a little case. And so then I could just lay down and just relax. Well, and then my arm was hurting so bad. It was ridiculous because I just like seriously overworked it. And so my hand was going numb. My elbow was hurting. My arm was hurting. I probably overdid it today too, but it's more my knees and my back that are hurting. But that's because I'm like bending down and maneuvering different on the roof to get those nails in. But so I have this little pillow too, and this one I stuffed, so it's actually sewed up on the end. And you know, I love that one. And then this one is also just stuffed. So I have like 3 little pillows that I can use. And so when I just get a little bit tired, I can just lay down and take a nap in my nice cool room. Alright, so what else have I sewn this week? I have actually sewn quite a bit, so let me grab them. Okay, so I did finally finish the tank, like the, I guess it's a crop top, like bra top type thing for my daughter, because I decided I was going to cut her out a new one. So I made the other one. It was so oversized, it was so big on her, and I didn't like exactly how it turned out, so I decided to make an extra small. And I'll go ahead and insert a picture here. And so you can see what it looks like what the pattern is. I guess I could go grab the pattern, but no, I'm just gonna tell you about it, because I already put the pattern away. So I made this for her, and she's like, Mom, I can go down and model it for you. I'm like, no, you don't need to do that. And I have pictures too, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert a picture of her wearing it. And it does fit her quite nicely. So what else have I sewn this week? Well, I have sewn bears. So let me go ahead and show you the bear pattern. So 6062, it's a teddy bear / doggy pattern. So it has a large or a small dog, and it has the little doggy clothes and a hat. And then it has a bear, large or small. So that's a large, that's a small. Well, the large is actually quite large. So for the pattern, it said that the large bear is 24 inches. The small bear is 19 inches. The large dog is 22 inches, like high, or no, long. I don't know how high it is because I haven't made it yet. And then the small dog is like 16 inches long. But so my little boy, my 4-year-old, had wanted like a red doggy, like the Clifford dog type thing. And so I found this pattern in my stash. And this pattern only cost me like 50 cents. And I asked him if he wanted me to make him a small little doggy. So I take up the pattern and show it to him, and he sees this and he's like, no, I want you to make me a bear. I want you to make me a red bear. So, and this pattern is from 1973. Ooh, just knocked that down. So, this is the bear. I just use a different, like a cotton fabric on the hands, and just use my triple straight stitch to do the little lines there. And then I just had the little eyes that I put in, and then the ears. And the ears, I put some like foam in them to help them like kind of stand out a little bit, and they're kind of soft. I did put foam in the hand too, like just in the insert before I stuffed them. And then the bottom, and then I did add my little label, and it's where it's stitched up. they have been playing with the toys just so much. And I did sew on this snoot, and it's a little bit like scawampus, like crazy, because I didn't like trace around. I didn't like draw where the edges were supposed to go, and I sewed it on after I stuffed it per the instructions, and so it didn't turn out as nice as I would have liked. And then the mouth and stuff, I just did like the triple straight stitch for the little pieces, just kind of, and then that's just like thread nose, so it's just stitched up. But yeah, so we got that one. And then while I was doing that, my daughter was like, I want a purple bear. So I made her a purple bear. And this is kind of like a terry cloth type thing. The other one is too. And so she wanted purple, and then she wanted the paws and the soles of the feet to be pink on the face. So that worked out pretty well. And I just stitched around. Normally it calls for like felt for the hands and the sole and the snoot, but I wasn't going to do that. I did put on my little labels there, but there's the feet and the hands and then the face, and I just love how it turned out. So with this one, I did draw on like with my like friction pens. I did draw on to mark where the snoot needed to go, and I sewed on the snoot and stuffed it before I sewed it on to, like, before I finished the bear, I sewed on the snoot so that was done, and I hand sewed that one. And then next, so after I did the purple bear, I did my son the black ball, and then my 9-year-old, yeah, he's 9, wanted a black bear out of the same fabric as this black ball is made out of. So I went ahead and did that, and I just used the same fabric for the soles of the feet and the hands and stuff, but I just kind of like did the other side of the fabric, so it just kind of gave it a little contrast. And then he wanted a black nose, and then he wanted the yellow eyes, and then I just used another kind of black fabric for the snoot, and I did sew the mouth, and it's a little red mouth, and then I did like little dots for the face out of some yellow thread. And I didn't like put the foam in the ears this time. I did put it in the paw, but I didn't put it in the ears. And then he wanted a little bow tie, and he said he wanted yellow, but then he saw the gold, and he's like, I want the gold bow tie. So we made him a little bow tie. And then he said he wanted a hat, so we made him a little purple hat, and then we just kind of sewed it on there. You want a little top hat. And then I have some it's like a cutting board from the dollar store, because there's a 2-pack for $1. And I just took that and cut it, and then just kind of formed it in there. Because he said he wanted to use cardboard. I'm like, no, we'll just use this. And so we used that to hold that up. So now, what else I have waiting for me is he wants another bear, but he wants the gold bear. So out of this gold fabric here, and it's, kind of velvety fabric, velour or whatever, I don't know what kind of fabric it is. There's no stretch to it, but I picked that up on Wednesday. I'll tell you about that in a minute. but he wanted the gold bear. So I've got the pieces cut out for that. And then he wants a black bow tie to go with it. So I have, and I have the little black paws for the snoot and the paws and the sole of the feet. And then I've got the pieces for the bow ties. And I actually took the pieces out of like another pattern because I looked and I'm like, oh, there's a bow tie. And I love how the bow tie turned out. I just think it's amazing. And then I still have yet to cut out these pieces. This is like the back of the head, and this is the side. And then this piece here is the front. And the front is this right here. So yes, I've got that waiting for me to do. And then my 11-year-old does want another ball made. Hence why I have more of the ball pattern pieces printed out. Let's see, what else do I have? Well, so I was going to tell you about the fabric that I got from Savers from Wednesday. So I like to go to my favorite fabric store, and I like to get fabric. And I go there like way too much, seriously. But I also go and I get patterns. And I like to buy the patterns that they have left. Like, because they change the tag color on Wednesdays. And so I go and buy the patterns that's 50% off. And then I like to look at the fabric. And I just happen to find some beautiful pieces of fabric. And so I end up getting way too much. But it's okay, because I will eventually use it. I think I go and buy some because I'm like, I see some and I'm like, oh, this would work perfect for what I'm doing. And because I don't want to go and look through my piles of fabric because I have way too much. So the thing is, if I could figure out how to organize it better so I could actually like go through it and see what I actually have. Like, I get fabric and then it sits there because well, for one, I'm a fabricaholic. I'm a fabric connoisseur. I love fabric. And I love like the different designs and the many different things that I can do with it. Hence the 3 teddy bears, 4th one on the way, and the ball, and my pillows. Well, the pillows are Walmart fabric. The bears and the ball, those are fabrics that I find at my favorite fabric hangout, which is Savers, which in some places it's also called Value Village. Just a thrift store. I love to go thrifting. And that's the main area I go to. When I go and look at the fabric and the notions and the patterns. And I find some good fabrics and some good notions. And then it fills up my space. And then I get home and I look and I'm like, oh, why did I get so much? Where am I going to put it? So it goes on the sidelines. And then I just need to use it. So I am using some of it. Making bears for my kids. It's great. So, other than that, we're doing good. Yeah. Been really busy. I've taken lots of pictures of doing the roof, like the different steps and stages that I've done. And we're not quite done yet. Still working on it. Gonna get up early tomorrow, go and work on it when it's still cool. And then when it gets too hot, we'll call it quits for the day. And we'll be done and we'll come home. So, we're hoping to get maybe, well, my husband's like, let's get 10 rows done. I'm like, well, that would be great. But we only got 6 rows done today because we're going around like the whole house. And there's 4 edges. And it just kind of goes up as we go, like up and up. You know, it's what it is. And then it has ridges down the sides and across the top. So it's very fun. And yeah, so we're getting it done. And because I'm too cheap to pay someone to do what I can do myself. But that's because I don't want to spend the money that it would cost to have someone else do it when I know how to do it and I have the supplies to do it. So why not? But if I had to do a roof again, I'd probably have to hire somebody because it's hard work. It is definitely hard work. I don't know if I'd want to do this again. Yeah. At least for another 30 years. Well, maybe 20 years. And so, by then, I wouldn't want to do it anyways, because who wants to get up on a roof when they're in their 60s? You know, I'm 43, so I wouldn't want to do that. Alright. Just think, is there anything else I haven't covered yet? I don't think so. I just don't know. And I have rambled on long enough. But thank you so much to Jen and Jen Sewing Room for getting this whole hashtag started. And for inviting us all to join. It's great. I love it. Just get to talk about your week and talk about what you sewed and just life in general. It's great. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much for joining me in Friday Sews. I appreciate all of my new subscribers and all the comments that I receive. And I've been trying to comment more on other videos that I watch. Just because I have comments that I say while I'm watching the video, but then I don't write it out in the comments. And so I have, decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see, earlier it was 96 degrees. What degrees is it outside right now? It's 7:30, so come on. There we go. I have my phone sitting right here. So I'm just going to look at the temperature real quick. So it says it's 95, so the temperature's going down than what it was. And tomorrow, the high is going to be 99. But it says it shouldn't get up to the 90s, into the 90s until 12. And full sun at 11. A little bit of clouds, earlier. Yeah, full sun. Like all afternoon. So from 11 to 7, well, almost 8, it's going to be full sun. It says it will get up to 97, and that could change. But that's at my house. Like where I am doing the roof, let's see, where I'm doing the roof, it gets, yeah, it does get into the 90s at 12. And full sun at 11, so it's about the same. Alright. But being up on the roof, it does get super hot too. So yeah. Alright. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.